If you are a beginner and you're practicing metallic dresses right now, I want you to pause and do this first instead. If your dresses still look flat or the texture isn't even close to what you want, here's the fastest fix. Go back to basic shading, just 2 to 3 tones. Not because you shouldn't learn metallic, it only works after your lighting is solid. Right now, it's like decorating a house before the foundation is built. You're stacking advanced techniques on top of shaky structure. So here's what I want you to practice instead. I mean practice it on purpose, not just try it once. Step 1. Pick one light Russian and commit to it. Top left, top right, straight above, it doesn't matter which one you choose. What matters is sticking to the same light source for a few drawings until it feels automatic. So before you shade, literally decide, where is my light coming from? For this example, I'm using top front lighting, then every highlight and shadow has to obey that decision. That one habit fixes a lot of flat drawings because consistent lighting instantly makes the dress look real. Step 2. Put shadows where light can reach. Anywhere fabric overlaps, tucks under or folds inward, that's where shadow goes. Not where it looks nice, where the fabric or body actually blocks the light. So in this drawing, there should be more shadows under the chin that fall into the neckband because the head blocks the light. You'll also get shadows under the bust. And as you move down, there's a separation shadow between the bodice and the waistband, since the waistband naturally blocks light onto the base of the bodice. So this is your separation shadow. Shadows falls along the sides of the torso too, because the body cuts away from the light source. In this example, the arms will also cast shadows onto the sides. Now for the skirt. This is a big voluminous layer gown, so it helps you think of the folds as hills and valleys. The raised areas are the hills, these are the hills, and the tuck-in areas are the valleys. This is a valley, here's another valley, and this one is a valley too. So the valleys are where your shadows go because light can reach deep into these folds. Since the skirt is 4 layers, we'll use the same hills and valleys thinking on every tier. For the hills on the sides, even if they're not true valleys, we'll still have some shadows because they're turning away from the light. Next, we'll add a drop shadow along the hem of each layer because the layer above casts a shadow onto the layer underneath. This is a drop shadow for the second layer. This one is for the third layer. And this is for the fourth layer. For these valleys, they'll be in full shadow because they're covered by very big folds on both sides. Finally, make the inner sides of the folds the darkest because they're turned away from the light. So that's your shadow map. Now we're going to do the opposite. Step 3. Add highlights only where the surface faces the light. That means the upper part of the bust will catch the highlight, and so will the belly area. You'll also add highlights on the heel areas of the skirt folds across all 4 layers. So here's a simple rule. Toward the light, it gets lighter, and away from the light, it gets darker. Now practice these steps with no texture, no metallic, no gloss, just one shading brush and 2 to 3 tones. For this dress, I used 1 shadow tone, 1 highlight tone, and 1 extra tone for the fabric pattern. If the dress looks dimensional with basic shading, great. If it doesn't, texture won't save it. So if you're a beginner, just focus on basic shading first. Don't think about the texture yet. If you want to learn the exact foundational shading I use on my dresses, tap the video on screen. I'll break it down step by step.